Well, today I'm not working on a car and I'm not working on a musical instrument. I'm working on a screen door. This is the bottom of the door right here. See this big hole? Most of you are probably looking at it going, a dog wanted in. Yep. We fostered a dog that gave birth to puppies a couple months ago. And at one point where she said, "Let me outside, I have to use the restroom." We let her outside, and then I went ahead and took care of my own needs. By the time I came back, she had decided a closed door between her and her puppies were completely unacceptable, and shredded it. I mean, the metal screening to protect the screen and everything. So today, I'm going to see what I can actually do for this on a really strong budget. I already have a roll of screen. I'm going to see if there's enough screen here to do the whole door. Hallelujah. Okay, so there is enough screen here to do the whole door. That's good. There we go. I was hoping that that would be the case. Okay, so first thing I'll do is I'll strip out the old screen and put in new screen. But yeah, there's more to it than that. I'm going to be careful when I strip out the old screen because I have to find out, do I have the strip stuff in there? Oop. Make that look quiet. Okay, so what I went and grabbed, a pair of needle nose with a little crook tip, and a small flathead screwdriver that I can stick in there and get that wedged out. Now, if I'm lucky, the stuff I already own that I purchased for another project that didn't fit will work here. If I'm not, I'll have to salvage this stuff and use it again. Yeah. Got a little jagged edge there, but it's just a little bit of encouragement. There's still enough rubber to this that it didn't break, which is kind of a good thing, so that if I do need to reuse it, I might have that option. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing up the whole way, both sides, and across the top, and remove this old screen. Ta-da! Okay, so this was its own piece. This side over here was its own piece. Let's see if I can darken that a bit. And then across up this edge and across the top was all one piece. After pulling out this screen spline along through here, I just picked up and pulled off the screen. I've set it behind me because there's actually still some section of the screen that's usable. These little spots that hold this in, it just fits into there, and then this clips onto the edge, and then the spline goes right in there. So this all kind of keeps itself together. So I should be able to, there we go. Let's see if you can get a, and there. Then I slide that off and go clean out the cobwebs from the inside of it. And just do that for that part and that part, and find out if this thing is salvageable at all. If it is, great. This little corner here, probably not, but we'll see if I can flatten it out. It's almost straight. I'm pretty shocked. This metal is actually a little softer than I expected it to be. I mean, it doesn't take much, and look at that, it bends. So It had a few cracks in it here. You can see there. And but it responds well to one hand and then the other hand, and stretch it a bit. I've got my old rawhide mallet kind of helping it lay out flat, and I'm really surprised and pleasantly that I think this will go back together quite nicely. Let's see what happens. I am pleasantly surprised. So this was a section that was damaged. I actually took this portion from that side, and this black section was from the bottom, so it was damaged there. So I've swapped those around to kind of change up the way they'll structurally hold this. And the damaged section that was all peeled away, I moved to the top. So I was able to get all this together, and it's not obnoxious. You know, I'm not looking at it like, oh, that's definitely broken. And so if any other dog in the future scratches with this, they won't be scratching in an already weak section. That's up here. Next stage is to roll out screen and get it placed and start seeing if the spline I have is the right size, or if the spline that came out has to be reused. The spline that came out appears that maybe it is a little bit bigger than the spline that's going to go in. Of course, that was also cloth screen, and I'm putting in wire screen, so it's a little thicker. So maybe this will even out. That's my hope. I'd really like to use fresh new spline. So I'm going to lay out the screen here. I have 25 feet of spline. That should be enough. I mean, even if that was 6 feet and 6 feet, that's 12 plus what, 2 or whatever, 12. Yeah, plenty of spline. So, and this will probably be the last project that this roll gets used on. All right. Here we go. I'm going to try to lay this out kind of flat and not worry too much. There's enough to give. I'm hoping to start at the top so that I can tug and pull my way down, even though that's not the way the old stuff was put in. I'm doing this by myself without a helper and with only hand tools. Let's see what happens. So on this tool, I have a plastic one and a metal one. I'm choosing to use the plastic one because I've used the metal one before, and when I've used it to, let's get the lighting here different, when I've used it to push in the screen, I've actually cut through. So I'm trying to not do that by using this plastic one. And I kind of give it a little bit of a seat with this plastic, and it wedges itself in there nicely. And then on the other side, I have this side. You see it's got a little bit of a concave. So I put in the spline and then use it to push in the spline and push and roll and push and roll and push and roll. So you may have noticed what I was doing there. I was actually stretching this out a bit so it'd make it easier to go in, and then when it seated in, it would contract a little and fatten up. So by stretching it that way, it contracts down, and then when I let it go, it fattens back up. Fills this up nicely. So now I'm gonna cut this section off, and work at flattening this out a bit. There we go. You can see homemade job. Already had the stuff in. A little sloppy there, but oh well. Now let's go hang the door back up. I did not take the clip part off the hinges, so everything should go back just the way it came off. Okay, I've got the screen door rehung, and it looks pretty good. I mean, you look at here, you can see where the damage was. It flattened it all out, and you can see yeah, it's hung back up where it belongs. Dirty door, gotta clean that. But there we go. It's good for a do-it-yourself at home on a dime of a budget. And yeah, so if you have screen in your garage and you can do this yourself, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video.